There's already diapers, there's formula, there is unexpected medical expenses, there is clothing, there is, you name it, kids take up all your money, is the conclusion.
Sometimes it's hard to tell you so. You may not be in the mood to learn what you think you know. There are times.
What is up, everyone? So this is the first of many videos under my solo diary segment. So the solo diary segment is a segment which I will be covering everything life related. You think of it, I most likely will be talking about it. Our fupa is showing. It is my online journal, if I could say it that way. Basically everything life related I will most likely be talking about. It's me venting. Whether I come to realizations throughout my venting session or just feeling like I need to talk and get certain things out there, this is what it is. In this video, we will be talking about how I deal with societal stigmas as a young mom. Now, being a mom is a lot, let alone being a young mom. You know what I mean? There's already diapers, there's formula, there is unexpected medical expenses, there is clothing, there is, you name it, kids take up all your money, is the conclusion, you know. And on top of that, there is all these unwanted opinions in which you're hearing from either family or friends or even acquaintances, colleagues, whatever it may be. There's a lot of unwanted opinions which can weigh heavy on a person. So basically within this video, I just want to cover how do I specifically deal with those 2 cent comments. Now, excuse the lighting, the sun is setting a bit, so throughout this video maybe the lighting will dim a bit, but just keep in mind that the sun is setting right now. So I think first of all, I need to cover who needs to hear this, you know. Specifically, this can relate to a whole lot of circumstances, you know. Whether you look at it in the sense of achieving something at a young age or doing something at a young age, whether it be good or bad, there's always things that are going to be said or comments of like, you're too young, or are you sure, or you don't know what you're heading into, all of those things, you know. Oh, I only have 73 subscribers on YouTube. This is not going to relate to all of you. I definitely know that, but I definitely do think that someone in the future will hear this and it'll resonate with them, you know. If anything, I feel like we could learn from one another, share our stories, and heal in the long run. A little backstory though, how I'm coming to actually talk about this and get to the point where how I'm dealing with these stigmas. There's a little backstory to that. So basically a few months ago, like beginning of June, Kinsey was admitted in hospital, and when she was admitted in hospital, a lot of things really unraveled within me, and I feel like that was necessary. Not specifically her getting sick and going to hospital, but the way everything pretty much revealed itself, you know. Because already before she was admitted to hospital, I had been on my period for 2 weeks. Which is definitely not good. Something is wrong, you know, but I had put it at the back of my mind. I was stressed about finances more than anything, you know, apart from being stressed for work because I'm not enjoying the workspace that I'm in right now. It adds on, you know, so stressed about finances, stressed about work, and stressed about my baby just being in hospital. And during that period, which Kinsey was sick, because she was in hospital for 4 nights, and I was with her those first 2 nights, and the second night around 10 p.m. I contracted what Kinsey got. So I was in the hospital, she's already sick, she's passed out, I was vomiting, had diarrhea just like she was. And then I had asked my boyfriend to come over, you know, baby come over, I'm not feeling well, I may have contracted what Kinsey got. Cool, baby comes over, thanks babe. baby comes over and so we switch. So I end up going home and he stays with Kinsey for the remainder of the 2 nights, in which we didn't know it was going to be 2 nights at that time. The moment I get home, the diarrhea is gone. I mean, yes, I was still sick and I was still nauseous, but the diarrhea was gone. The vomiting did not happen. And apart from being emotional from being away from my baby, I was crying about everything. Everything was just unleashing, and that moment made me realize that my body is going through a lot because of everything. And I'm one person where I absorb what people say. I absorb the things people say. Even if they're just saying it in passing, it sticks with me. 2 years later, 1 year later, call it a grudge, whatever it may be. It's not necessarily a grudge, I'd say, though, but certain things that people say really do resonate with you. So yeah, a lot of those things is I know my family is out to help me. I know I can rely on my dad, my aunts and so forth, and my stepmom, to help me when I need help with Kinsey. But rarely does that time come, because with some of them, I already know the things that were said before Kinsey was even born. Like during the process of me being pregnant, they had a lot of banter to say about me. Do you know what I mean? So with that being said, I've always been like, you know what, I'm going to show you that I don't need help. Do you know what I mean? Even with the times that I do need help, I will not ask those people for help, period. That is it, I know definitely when you have a child, especially when it's your first child, mind it, even if it's your 4th child, you know what I mean? You're always going to need help somewhere, one way or the other, whether it's I need to pop into the office quickly or whatever it may be. You're always going to need help. So I've never gotten myself to ask for help with certain people, and the people that have helped me and that I've asked for help, I don't want to bombard them with Kinsey all the time, because it's a lot of instances where I need help with Kinsey. So luckily my boyfriend is there and he takes Kinsey, twice a week, and if not, he's usually here, in which when he's here, he'll handle Kinsey and I'll be able to do whatever I want to do or whatever that I need to do. Hence me filming this video, like they just popped into Checkers right now to go get a couple of stuff whilst I film this, So I really am grateful for those people and for my boyfriend. Does that backstory relate with what I was going to say? I think so. Jumping right into how I deal with all those societal stigmas and so forth, comments from people that you don't know, from family, from friends, from colleagues, from acquaintances. Number 1 is coming to the realization that your circle of friends will change or you will lose friends. Now, your circle of friends will definitely change, and it's okay. It's definitely okay. It's going to be sad to lose some people. We lose people that we don't want to lose, but you just need to remember that even if you weren't pregnant, even if you didn't have a child, even if you aren't expecting a child, whatever your situation may be, you were going to lose friends in the future anyway. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, and it's sad, yes, and it's hurtful to lose specific people because of you bringing a human being into this world. If anything, that is the most beautiful experience. Not all of us want to have children, but for me, it's such a beautiful experience. And fuck whoever is now wants to distance himself because of what you went through, or because of you bearing your child and bringing your child into this world. If anything, then they must fuck off. You can do good without them anyway. Number 2 is coming to the realization that raising a child is hard, regardless of age. Hard, it's a challenge. This little human has their own personality, and you may not be a patient person, you may be a patient person as well. This little human has their own personality, and as much as them growing up is a beautiful thing to witness, it's frustrating at times because she may not want to eat. She's very stubborn. She doesn't want to eat. It may not even be related to her teething. She just doesn't want to eat, or she has an attitude here and there, or whatever it may be, man. Like, raising a child is difficult regardless. Many things can contribute to that challenge: lactation, finances, school, family. You know, I think one thing you should never let get to you is you thinking to yourself that, why did I put myself into this situation? It would have been easier if I was in my 30s. It would have been easier if I was in my late 20s. No, raising a child is hard regardless. And maybe if you had a child in your 30s, maybe you wouldn't be struggling financially as you are now, because we'd like to think of ourselves in a better place in our 30s than we are now. But you were going to be challenged with something else at that point. Who the fuck knows what it is? So screw anyone who's going to make you feel bad for having your child at such a young age. Who says when you should have a child? You know what I mean? Who says, what is the right age? What is the right age? Because you could be having your child in your 30s and then they're going to be like, oh, but you're not married. You could be having a child in 35. Oh, isn't that too old? Isn't there a chance of a child having Down syndrome or any other circumstances or whatever it may be? Like, people are just going to find something to troll you with and take it with a grain of salt or just cut them out, period. Thirdly, I covered this a bit in the second one, but embrace the benefits of being a young mom. Your body is thanking you. You have all the energy in the world right now to look after your little one, you know. Oh, and one other thing, don't make anyone make you feel bad for having a child at your age. You know what I mean? Girl, you're going to be in your 40s and you're going to be shaking your ass on a yacht while everyone else is out there breastfeeding or taking care of these 7-year-olds, dealing with tantrums. Your kids will be grown at that age. One thing, remember, when people are going to be out here, oh, eat your youth, eat your youth. I'm not against that. Eat your youth by all means, but you can still eat your youth with a child. You can still eat your youth in your early 30s. Even if you're not going to be eating your youth, fuck that. Like, like, you can still shake your ass on a yacht when you're 35. If anything, use this opportunity to gather your finances and gather and understand where, okay, I want my life to head into this direction. Work on that, because if anything, you've got this little one to motivate you to do that. 30s, your 40s are yours, honey. They are yours. Your kids are able to give themselves a bath right then. They're able to feed themselves. They're able to take a shit by themselves. They're able to take care of themselves they're able to take the care of themselves to some extent. You know what I mean? Your 30s, your 40s are yours. And by them, it's less of a hassle to drop them off by their grannies or their aunt, whoever it may be then, because they're able to put themselves to sleep. They're able to see when they're hungry, you know, unlike which is one of the things right now which always makes me hesitant, apart from my pride, based on what the people have said to me. Another thing is, I sometimes feel like me asking for help, which is definitely something I need to work on, is me bombarding them with Kenzie, in the sense of, she can't say when she's hungry. She can't put herself to sleep yet. She can't say when she's tired. Do you know what I mean? So you have to figure this out. And as me, as her mom, I know what a specific cry means. You know what I mean? I know when she's hungry. I know when she's tired. Do you know what I mean? But whereas sometimes, even though whoever you're leaving Kenzie with has had children, sometimes every child is different. So it's sometimes I'm just like hesitant on, are you going to know what my child's cries mean? But yeah, so basically your 30s, your 40s are yours. You don't need to worry about that. Embrace the benefits of being a young mom, man. Like I said, you can still have fun even if you're a young mom. You know, your child's not going to be young forever. And just embrace it, girl. If anything, embrace it. Like, your body is thanking you. I personally feel like there's no better time to be a mom than being a young mom, you know. And no shade to anyone who decides to have children when they're in their late 30s, 40s, or 50s. Have a child whenever you feel like you want to have a child. But if you're in the situation where right now you're a young mom, don't be so hard on yourself and think that you should have waited. No, there's no better time than now. There is a reason that you are a mom now. God did not just bombard you with this, bombard is the wrong word. God did not bless you with this being for nothing. You know, the universe did not put you in this scenario for nothing. There's something greater that's going to come out of this. And already something great is happening, which is your child just being healthy and being where they are right now with you. Fourth, is this the fourth or the fifth? Block out as much noise as you can. I feel like me giving out these hints, tips, whatever it may be, I'm sort of like jumping over to the next one because I've talked about this in a couple of the other points. But block out as much noise as you can. That's self-explanatory. You know what I mean? Have it be family, have it be colleagues, have it be acquaintances, have it be friends. Block out as much noise as you can. Block those people. Do you know what I mean? Or don't see them as much if it's people that you can't block out of your life now. Though I believe you can block anyone you want to block out. You know, work on your own bubble. Clear the air in your own bubble. You know, make that space whole, you know, before letting other people in or giving them access to you, you know. Not everyone deserves to have access to you, man. The only person who needs access to you fully right now is your child, and everyone else can wait. Fifth tip is realizing that you're not in this alone. This goes hand in hand with actually asking for help when you need help, and this is for me. I need this tip. I've got pride. So basically asking for help when you need help, realizing you're not this alone. You're not in this alone. And there's a lot of support groups out there, you know. If you're someone that doesn't know of any young moms around them, there's a lot of support groups, you know. There is online telephonic counselors, like free telephonic counseling sessions that you guys can look into. I will leave a bunch of support groups and consultation centers in the description below. Free ones, some are not free. I will leave a bunch of them below. You know, sometimes I feel like talking to someone that you don't know may just be what you need, because you are getting unbiased feedback. You know, they're not judging you. You know, they don't know anything else that's happening in your life apart from what you're willing to tell them at that moment. And they're simply trying to help you come to a conclusion, or make you realize certain things and come to a conclusion yourself that you weren't able to realize or would have grasped if you had been talking to someone that you know, because they would have been like, oh, mara XS are, what are, you know, whatever other people are saying. One of the main reasons I'm actually starting Solo Diaries, you know, as well, is realizing that we're not in this alone. I feel like sometimes, as much as social media can be toxic, it can be helpful as well, you know. The internet can be helpful in many aspects, you know. If anything, I feel like we're always just focusing on the negative things that the internet offers, or what people do on the internet and stuff, and we're not ignoring that those things do happen, you know. But there are people out there who are willing to support you, who are willing to share their stories, or how they overcame certain instances that you're going through, you know, which is definitely what Solo Diaries is all about. Comment your experiences down below. Comment how you overcame being a young mom, the social stigmas that came with it, how you're dealing with it, what you're having trouble dealing with. Put it all down below, guys. And if anything, welcome to Solo Diaries. This is what it's all about. As I said, I will leave a whole bunch of contact details in the description box. But without further ado, I'll see you guys on the next one.